Hello, YouTubers. We're adding a little more Valheim into the schedule because it is not Saturday Valheim. However, Valheim is happening. It is to be had here. I'm gonna turn up the volume. Let me know if the volume is good. And I think we're still working on this stinking copper node. Now. Whoa. Okay. Sweet. Yeah. Boop-a-doo. Give me copper. Wood is good too. And I think we were trying to like go in a little bit lower, right? Like really try to get under this thing. Don't know if working. But that's what we're gonna start off with here. Let's try to get this copper. I also heard some necks there. Like, is that actually going down? You guys, this might not be doable. Like, whatever we've run into here, like, I'm not actually progressing this at all. Yeah, it's just, it's not actually doing anything. So maybe we have to give up on unearthing this one, which is so sad because we've taken so much time to try to get there. Yeah, I think sometimes you just run into it. Oftentimes if you build out, like if you get into that spot where you're not actually making progress, I think if you dig around stuff or like try to like dig out, then you can make it there. But hi, temporary guest. Not Saturday. Calibrated my calendar year Valheim content. I'm sticking to it. No way I work tomorrow. Nice. I like it. I like it. So I think I'm just gonna go after this copper node now. As much as I wanted to see this poof, I want the copper more. So let's just commit. Oh, as I fall down. Get up! No! Gosh darn it. I'm gonna go repair my stinking axe anyways. Maybe kill this tree. And that's fine. I give you permission to not have to go to work tomorrow. Yeah, the draft did not go well. Game 1, we got a little bit mana screwed, so we scrubbed out, as the kids say, and now we're playing Valheim. So, you know, consolation prizes. It's not that bad. How are you, Chimera? How are you, friend? I miss your face. So that was the little bit of copper we got. We can go... Oh, I was going to say, we can try to make some progress before nightfall, but it might not be fruitful. Maybe I'll just go after a couple more trees while we wait for night. Just get a little bit more wood. Popped that right out. I hear you, dear. I don't see you, though. Yeah, it's a mechanic's note, not a doctor's note, but it's totally legit, and you can tell your boss I said so. At any point, do you get any magical abilities? Asking for a friend that needs a game to play. So we've got Eikthyr. Whenever you beat a boss, you get like a power. But in terms of like casting a fireball or things like that, does not exist. Most of this game is equipment driven. And that's sort of how you get to cool stuff. Trying to figure out if you can come up with a healthier work-sleep schedule that allows you to be less of a zombie during your morning working hours. Oh, what does that involve? What time do you have to go to bed to achieve that? That's what I want to know. I'm in the mode. I want to get into like either morning biking or like walking, running. But it's so cold. It's so cold that I really can't justify it. It makes no sense. Why would people go out in the cold? All right, there is the Nightfall. Peppermint Butler should give out doctor's notes. That sounds amazing, actually. That sounds pretty glorious. All right, let's go to bed and let's go get some copper tomorrow. That seems good. Alrighty. Give me the copper. That's the problem. It seems no matter how early I go to sleep, I never wake up well rested. It's gotten ridiculous. Aw. That's no bueno. I'm sorry, friend. That sounds like real issues. Are people complaining that you're a crabby pants in the morning or something? Because you're the least crabby pants person I know. Or one of. So what are our goals with this copper? Upgraded bronze equipment. Bronze armor. That's a big part of it. Yeah, I've talked about how we're basically going to skip iron armor because you need so much iron in this game, and so we'll take our chances with the relatively safe Black Forest here, and just max out bronze. Oh, it's a great. I was like, what is swimming? It looked like a bear. It was just a gray dwarf. You just don't like feeling that way? That's fair. I'm sorry. I will gift you magical sleep. Now you have it. Wow, you really get to your weight tolerance so quickly. Yeah, I think we gave up on popping the node, unfortunately. I can't seem to get underneath it, even when coming in from way below. So I think we'll give up on this one. I'll try to find one that's like maybe higher in the mountains that we can try to pop. Hey, King, yeah. I decided to just go after the copper node. Drop all the stone. I mean, we'll pick up all this stuff, right? But I did kind of go into this with a little extra weight. Get wrecked. I know, I'm sad we didn't get to see this crumble either. But we'll find another one and do it. We'll find another one that we can pop. Don't you worry. We're going to need a lot of copper. I wish I could get into a standard rhythm of waking up at the same time. Yeah. That is definitely tough. And I know you like to sleep in on the weekends too. So like as far as consistency goes, like ugh, it's hard to do. Hello. Come here. Oh, we could get a cart. A cart would not be bad. That'd be a thing I would like. But for now, let's just drop all of our stuff. No, no, no. And then copper goes in here. Get that to smelting. I had fun with the learning the hand cart. Ended up building a road. Yeah, you kind of need to. The cart is a little wonky, to say the very least. I think I have to get bronze nails first. Cartography table. Yeah, I think it's in this list, isn't it? Just bronze nails and fine wood. Nice. Well, we'll work on this bronze. Maybe get some nails. The good news is at least we unearthed this giant node, so we'll get like all of it. Versus that other copper node we kind of went after. I don't think we got a significant percentage of it at all. I also should have repaired my pickaxe. Good thing we're so close to home. I really can't get enough of the lighting in this game. It's so like aesthetically pleasing to me. The sunrises, sunsets, just the whole glow of the world. So very satisfying. I love the growls that you'll hear. My archery's on point today. Ooh, and there's my sneaky buff. You can see that I've got a sneaky buff from my armor. I didn't notice that last time. I know. We're not actively sneaky, but we have the buff. What isn't sneaky about what I'm doing? I don't understand. It's an amazing mix of low-res textures, low-poly models, and fantastic light rendering. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. And I just love the scale of it. I love that you can, like, look into the distance and have it feel like a real thing. Hi. I didn't know you wanted to die today. How are carrots doing? Still healthy. Still carrots. Alright. I will load you up. Grab some coal. I should load up the coal. Should definitely do that. Okay. Back to the copper. Yeah. All right. Pick up all this stuff. Not fully loaded yet. That's good. I hate the stupid gray dwarves. Like just leave me alone. Now I spend all this time just waiting for it. I should just be pounding. Smack. Smack. Hi, Pwned. I'm glad you're here for Valheim. How you doing? I'm also here for Valheim. Believe it or not. I'm glad you're doing well. 28 on pickaxes. How many skills did we lose from our dying spree? Did we lose skills twice? I think we died 3 times. But you get the buff that prevents you from like really tanking your character in a situation like that. So I don't actually know. It's a lot of dirt in the middle of this. Oh my god, all the gray dwarves. Hi. Hello, friends. Come on in. Ugh. Whatever. Nerds. I'm glad you're here, temporary. I'm gonna pick you to death. This is called efficiency. Because I'm doing 2 things at once. I know. The bow is so satisfying in this game. I don't know why I enjoy it so much, but I do. Uh-oh. I should be careful, otherwise I'm not going to be able to get all this. Uh-oh. Alright, we're full again anyways. So it's fine. Yeah, a little cart, a little path like right here would go a long way. Let's see if we can do that. We also need more food before we are out. You know what? Where's my honey? Yeah. Maybe that'll help with the stamina. It should anyways. The bees are happy, and that makes me happy. So much stone. When we finally go to craft our stone house, we're gonna be just totally set. It's gonna be great. All right, I want copper nails. Give me some nails. Bronze nails. I just need bronze. Okay. All right, give me some nails. Wood, shutter, cart, and nave. And an item stand as well. Cool. Where's my cart? 20. Oh, it's just 20 wood. It's not even fine wood. It's just wood. we go. Booyah. Temporary guest, thank you so much for the 9 months.
Really like Valheim and that you dare to diversify. Keep up the great content.
Thank you.
Virtual hug.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Virtual hug returned. It's scary. It's scary creating content for non-Civ games, but I'll tell you, I'm having a good time with it. And it seems like Valheim was a decent choice because a lot of people seem to be enjoying it, so I am pleased. Thank you, Temporary. I appreciate it. Welcome on back. Welcome on back, my friend. All right, so we have this cart now. I would also like to maybe give us a little path. And we'll get these rocks. We don't want rocks in our path. Oops, don't shoot the trees. Chop the trees. Alright, so make a little path. It does take stamina. So we can't go forever. But that looks pretty smooth. Oh, and this is copper too. This was that really close deposit. Hey! He wants to play catch. Okay. You can play catch. Cool. All right. Is that good enough? Maybe. All right, let's go grab the cart. Speed this whole process up. Here we go. We got a cart. And we can stock it full of stuff. So nifty. All right, there we go. So you can pick up all of this stuff now, although there'll be more. And then I want to come around on that one side. I don't want to have to like build stairs. Yeah. I get myself into trouble over here. Okay. Woo! We're on. We're on. We're on. We're on. Perfect. I'm practically a roofer with skills like this. Nope. Woo, baby. All right. This one. Okay. Boop, boop. Oh, ooh, okay. No! Oh, that was a powerful swing. Oh my god, we did it. And then I want to eat. Okay. I can't until we run out. But I want to try the honey. I think it's more stamina and stamina regen. Alright, did we get it all? I think so. Look at all these Grey Dwarf bits. Woo! No, unfortunately, I can't get underneath the deposit enough to do the whole thingy. The whole thingy that we wanted to do with it. Which is a bummer, but there'll be more copper. Of that I am sure. I mean, we found a lot of other copper nodes. So, like, maybe these are above ground? Is a giant deposit like this common to find? Yes. Yeah, although you don't generally see it. This one does feel particularly large, but I don't think that this is rare at all. Actually, let's go out here first. Oh, I see a birdie. Nope. Birdie left. The 2 damage numbers at a time means that we're hitting a couple different nodes or breakable spots. It is good. Oopsies. It's like, I know I heard you. Are you beating up my cart? It's not very nice. Suppose we can fill it. Boop, boop, boop. And we are now cold. Let us go repair. Been enjoying Wasteland 3 and Slay the Spire too much at the moment. Hey, those are good choices. How are you liking your time in Wasteland 3? I mean, isn't it such a good game? Like, I don't know, man. Just brilliant. Like, honestly, like more of what I want out of the Fallout series comes out of the Wasteland series, I think. Hi, Amy. Amy, thank you so much for the generous donation. I think I shouted it out when you weren't here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you, friend. And thank you for encouraging my content diversification process. We got a little wrecked in Magic, so we're unwinding with some Valheim. Oops, took all the coal. Value for value, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. So this is how we'll spend our afternoon. That's fine. If you mined across the bottom, would it do the same thing, even if there was more unattached below? What do you mean? I don't know. I don't know what you mean. I agree. I love me some Valheim. It seems like our community does too, which makes me happy. If you mined across the bottom, would it do the same thing, even if it was more unattached below? I tried to get below it, Kit. That was my whole thing. That's what made me give up on it, is because I wasn't making progress with getting below it. Boop. Let's go up. Anyone else call it Viking Minecraft 3? I think that, I mean, that's pretty apt. It's a pretty apt description. Oh! Physics. 'Tis fun. But if you go to the bottom and move laterally, you should still be able to detach it and collapse everything above. I can't detach it though. Yeah, I got a little wrecked in Magic, Paisley. So I decided I didn't want to have like a super short stream. And yeah, you haven't missed much. But like I can't see this. So like I've tried to come in from underneath. And we're not actually digging at all. It's just hitting the ground and not changing it. See? So like I don't know what to do. But I'm confident that we'll find another node that we can do that with. And then that will be glorious. We also were talking about how much copper we're getting out of this, and I don't think I counted. I don't think I started with an idea. But needless to say, it's a good bit. Also, I want more trolls. Trolls are fun to sort of cheese with elevation and stuff. I would like to upgrade our troll armor. Now I have to hide in the closet to stop Eric from dragging you back to work. That was a miss. That wasn't. Is it the weekend already? Almost. More trolls in chat? I guess I didn't mean the chat trolls. How are you, Ryan Roo? It's basically the weekend. Thursday. Tomorrow's Thursday. Thursday's like pre-weekend. And Wednesdays is really just post weekend. So like it's basically the weekend, depending on how you look at it. I made you start playing Valheim again? Nice. Good. Good. Spread the love of Valheim. There's something soothing about doing this. I wish they were a little bit more dense with copper, but... Time is an illusion. Could you just demolish any part of the landscape even if you weren't getting copper out of it? Sure. You can destroy whatever you want. You just took your first boat trip to explore your starting island and discovered some unknown materials. That's exciting. Boat trip sounds fun. Sounds good, King. See you later. Sleep well. Thanks for hanging out. You haven't made a pickaxe yet? Oh baby, you gotta get that pickaxe. Look at how much fun it is to pick things. Yeah, look at our stamina here. So what is this? We get 35 stamina, versus that's like 10 and that's 12. Yeah. Don't pick your nose with the axe, though. That is good advice. Maybe pick your friend's nose with the axe. It's fine. I think we are full on our weight tolerance as well. Just use gentle swings. Sorry, Ordos. I will slow down. You can have your jokes back. So much storage in here, which is nice. But we just need to run home for pickaxe repair. Are you... Carrots! You guys, we got carrots. So now we have carrots. And we can also make carrot seeds. Now, I don't have the cauldron or I don't have additional food stuffs yet. So ideally we'll do that very soon. Because the carrots can make a pretty good meal for us. But I'm just going to plant more. All right. So that gets us a bunch of carrots. Let's use our cultivator and plant carrot seeds. Plant a carrot to get more seeds. Oh, seed carrots. Yeah, yeah. This is... I think we just want seeds, right? Yeah. You lost a lot of carrot seeds because you're a bad farmer. Uh-oh. You can't put things too close together. Is sort of the one thing I can tell you. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah. You learn it once. You learn that lesson once. And then you never make that mistake again. All right. So we will get a bunch of carrot seeds, which we have. We have a few already. I don't really have a lot more room here. Eventually we'll flesh out even more stuff, but we can just put these seeds away for now. Stardew Valheim, basically. How you doing, Ubring? Good to see you, friend. We could also explore. We could also go hunt skeletons. Seems like a fun idea. That's a thing we could do. Exhausted, dropping in for a sec. Well, it's always good to see you. Thanks for popping in, saying hello. I'm sorry you're so exhausted. Do I have pelts? I thought I had pelts somewhere. Here. And I picked up copper. Did not mean to. All right. I'm going to continue to work on this node. So much miscellaneous stuff that we've like killed around here. Whee! Oof. I wonder how deep this... I mean, I guess it presumably goes as deep as this other side. Which is pretty deep. Boom! It's a big node. It is a big node. I'm sad it didn't go poof. Does everything else poof inside it? Like, does all the rock and dirt poof? Someday we will poof a node. Full poof. Someday. Someday we'll get our poof on. That day is not today, though. I reflexively sprint so often that I think it hinders my mining progress all too often.
I like big nodes, and I cannot lie.
Thank you, Hybrid. Me too. Me too. I like ginormous, luscious nodes. Like, we really did make like a giant quarry here. This is all just stone that I'm getting, though. What makes a node go poof? Unearthing it. Getting all the way underneath it and basically unearthing it to the point where it's in 0 gravity, and then gravity will poof it for you. But this one we couldn't get far enough underneath, so... Like the way that trees can fall, yeah. That's what I've never actually done it. Chat tells me it's possible. We wanted to do it with this giant thing, but it was not doable. Are we winning? I don't know if we're winning. Probably not. I'd like to... I really want to kill more trolls. So let that be a lesson to you, chat. I will kill the trolls. Winning the game of life, that might be true too. If you have HP, you're winning. That's also true. Yeah. Tis true. This is all just rock. You're disappointing to me. Oh, I see copper. Gimme. Upgrading our pickaxe would be nice too. Just do more damage per swing. This isn't what you had in your mind when you said you wanted to be a rock star. Yeah. Me either. Your name always reminds me of the Beatles, of course. Ya boy, Bloop Beatles. Has anyone watched the Beatles documentary on Disney Plus? Like the Peter Jackson one? It's fairly recent. I want to say it's like Let It Be sessions and stuff like that. You watched it, Mephistopheles? And enjoyed it? That's good. Are you... I mean, I'm like... I don't know. I went through my Beatles phase. I like the Beatles. I'm not like a diehard, but I would think that that documentary would be really interesting. They're certainly one of the most iconic bands that has and probably will ever exist. That's weird. I just got welcome to the chat room. I wonder if my Twitch is being twitchy today. It's called Comeback Sessions. Okay, you started watching at Thanksgiving. Nice. Nice. I heard the dwarf. But I think I would watch that. Okie dokie. So we should actually bring that cart back because we are fully refined on all this stuff. So what else do we want to make? We've got our cultivator. We can upgrade things. And the helmet is deer hide and 5 bronze. So 5 per on these. I don't need them yet. But it's definitely on my list of things to do. Haven't seen the Beatles documentary, but you saw the movie yesterday. Does that count? It does. It does. It totally counts. What was the kind of fun Beatles movie from like 10, 15 years ago, maybe? I don't think it wasn't called Hey Jude, was it? Jude was one of the character names. I can't remember now. Cross the Universe, that was it. That was kind of a fun film. I enjoyed it. It's hard to argue with the music. But that's totally what I was thinking of. Let's bring the cart home. It's pretty much at the end of the day, but we'll keep working. What did I do to this forest? Nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. The forest is fine. Maybe the better question is, what did the forest do to me? Where are they? I hear them. I hear them. Temporary guest, thank you for gifting a sub. Welcome in T-Bone Steak. Good to have you here. Welcome to the most generous community on the internet. Oh, there they are. Come, I will kill you. Bah! Hey-ya! Got him. Got them all. Alright, 'tis nighttime. do. Slightly slower going. Don't throw stuff at me. That is rude. Hi, Muffin. Doing a little Valheim. Because it's fun. Don't wreck my carrot seeds. That's not nice. All right. It's fine. We're carrying the exact right amount. Okay. Man, my internet's doing something weird. Chat, if you're chatting and I can't chat with you, or if you think I'm ignoring you, I think my internet's doing a weird thing. So don't hold it against me. Or do, I don't know. I'm not your boss. Follow your heart. That's the most important thing. Okay. Can you fish? Yeah. Yeah, you can get a fishing pole. Just food is insanely important in this game. So not only can you fish, but like you should. As soon as you can. How many hours in the game? How many hours do I have in Valheim these days? Something like 300? 215 hours total. It's not quite there. But a couple hundred hours. Give me the coal. And we're on a fairly recent restart. I have not played the Hearth and Home stuff. So this is new to me. When do we do a Valheim vegetarian run, right? Yeah, I don't think it's super realistic to try to be vegetarian in this game. Yeah, no, not my first playthrough. That was earlier last year, like kind of when everybody was getting into Valheim. And then I put it down for most of the latter half of 2021, and we just picked it up a few weeks ago for stream. I am not vegan, but I approve of your choice to be one. Do you have special vegan powers? Awesome. That's cool too. We are a loving, supporting community of pretty much anybody. We've got some lovely trans community members. Ways left to go on this node, but making good progress, and then it can finally we can check it off our list, and then maybe go hunt some skeletons. be fun. Okay. So obviously you're trolling and wanted to be banned. So that's fine. See you. Peace out. Yeah, it's fine. Some people are trolls. We were talking about how I wanted more trolls, so I guess we found them. Yeah, that's cool. I know, Jay Wonder, I was laughing at that too. I was like, I sort of called my shot on that one. Reap what you sow, I guess. Yeah, exactly. If anyone's actually vegan / trans, you're welcome here. That person was obviously just trolling. But yeah, we love everybody here. We love everybody. Well, I guess not trolls. I don't love those. Yeah, except for trolls. Doo-doo-doo. We do with all the copper we're getting. Eventually make copper armor. I want fully upgraded copper armor, which is going to take quite a bit, which is fine. Yeah, it's all good. We rarely get anybody that's looking for trouble here. Not a big deal. Yeah, we prefer the large blue Valheim trolls, indeed. Indeed. We love everyone who loves everyone. That is a good way of putting it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Very small amount of drama in this chat. Almost, I mean, throughout my entire streaming experience. Like, and that type of troll doesn't even faze me because I know exactly what to do with that troll. I've only ever had tiffs with like 2 people. And we've had a few instances like that, but that happens on the internet. You can't let that bother you. Are we able to dig deeper if we lower the surrounding cliffs? Maybe. That could be part of the problem. But I'm just done with this one at this point. I want to get what I can. We don't have to get every tiny little bit of copper, but we'll get what we can here. Pretty rare that people need to ban from this to get banned from the channel. Yeah. Aw, thank you. Thank you, Amy. Yeah, you know what? I feel so lucky. I don't know. Like, we've really from day one, we were able to like find cool conversational people, and I feel like that it not only snowballs, but like I used the term ambassador for certain community members for quite some time, and it's because of the good nature of all of that people, I don't know, go out of their way to make sure that people do feel welcomed and included here, and so I don't know, that sort of spread, and I feel like those initial chatters, initial community members really set the tone for everybody else. And everything else is just kind of fallen into place. So I just feel incredibly lucky to be a part of it. Did you miss someone being mean? I don't even know what they were being, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, they were certainly being not welcome here. But I don't know. I sometimes don't know. I also wonder if those people are just like 12 years old. Because, like, when I was 12, I said stuff to annoy people. Like, I definitely, I would never anything like that, never anything hateful. But, like, I don't know, if you're kind of figuring out the world, I don't know. It just like that behavior smacks of immaturity to me, I guess is what I'm saying. Yeah, they're trying to push a button. I mean, it didn't push my button. Beyond having to ban them, I guess that was a button. It's raining today. But in general, we've had such good luck with everything. Is it the 21st century version of prank calling? Maybe? Maybe it's like scratching that same itch. You know? I agree, Hot Kettle. Good noodles all about. I don't like being walked down a path like that, where like someone's like fishing for, hey, I'm looking for a warm and inclusive place, and then to be smacked in the face with it. But whatever. But like I said, it doesn't really bother me. To the extent that it bothers me, and you guys already put it this way, you know, to the extent that it bothers me, I would just want to make sure that all of our trans friends feel warm and welcome here. And my hope is that they do. When I was 12, I continuously prank dialed whatever the predecessor was AT&T. It was Ma Bell. Ma Bell was the one you're thinking of. Because the hold music was pretty. That's awesome. That's true too, Trev. Yeah. Yeah. It's an aggressive, annoying version of Ding Dong ditching a streamer. That's actually brilliant. That's actually brilliant. Yeah.
The Gall game was well played.
Hey!
How could they make a Diplo win more enjoyable at the end?
I don't know. That's such a good question. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I had fun with it, and I gripe and complain. A lot of times I'm hamming stuff up like that for comedic value or for entertainment purposes, you know? But I'm really glad you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for the 51 months. So good to have you here. And Hot Kettle, thank you for gifting a sub to Trev. Welcome in, Trev. All right, we need to put a cut in our YouTube video. We are about an hour into this. And look at the progress we've made. We went mining. How great is this? Thank you, YouTubers. Thanks for watching this. Appreciate it, and we'll catch you all in the next one.